welcome to the summary of knowledge and skills for Guitar Fundamentals Level 1, Chapter 1. In this summary video, as well as subsequent ones for subsequent chapters of the Fundamentals courses, we're going to provide a brief recap of all of the topics that were covered in the lessons of the chapter. So if there's some specific concept, some idea, which forms a piece of knowledge that you should know, you should be able to know it, reel it right off, say what it is, and then you'll be ready to move on to the next chapter. Likewise, if there's some specific skill, if there's some technique, some scale or chord you're supposed to be able to play, you should be able to pick up your guitar and play it. That means that you know the skill that was covered in the chapter, and you're definitely ready for the next chapter. So, use the materials in these summary lessons on the video as well as on the lesson page. There's a bulleted list. Use that as your checklist to check things off. If there's a piece of knowledge, a concept, an idea that you should know, you should be able to read whatever it is and then know in your mind right away what that piece of knowledge is. Or if it's a skill, you should be able to play the A chord in such and such a time with such and such a rhythm, or you should be able to play a certain scale or a certain series of notes. Then that is the skill checklist you need to make sure that you've accomplished. It's always okay to move on to other chapters, but remember that you should not consider yourself accomplished or competent in the knowledge and skill of any given chapter until you can definitely do them. So, for example, in this first chapter, we covered the idea of what a pick is and how to use it. You should be able to reel that right off when you see that on the checklist. What is a pick and how do you use it? Pick is a plectrum, usually made of plastic, sometimes metal or stone, that you use to strike the strings of the guitar. The next topics were what does the right hand and what does the left hand do. So, for example, you should be able to right away say that the right hand, its primary job is to strike the strings, and it also can mute the strings, either with the pick or with your fingers. The left hand, primary job is, of course, to play notes, either individually, singly, or as part of a group of notes forming a chord. It also provides a little bit of muting. After that, we talked about how to hold the guitar and how to have good, correct posture while you're holding the guitar. Any one of those things is relatively simple, but it's very, very important, forming the basis for good guitar knowledge and skill. That's why we went over it in the course. That's why you should know it here at the summary video before you move on. If you're ready, go to Chapter 2.